Okay, guys, so we're back with the upper extremity. I'm kind of going all over the place with practical number 6. So we will start with just an arm that I took off of the skeleton, you can see here, or it was already taken off. So we'll start with this big bone here that is the humerus. Okay, so we'll start from the top, right? So this is the head of the humerus. Okay, you will see a little bit of kind of bumps over here. These are tubercles. The one that is higher up here is the greater tubercle. This one is the lesser tubercle. Right? Moving down along here, you'll see a little bit of a rough, kind of raised rough patch right here. This is where your deltoid muscles attach. So this is called the deltoid tuberosity. Moving further down onto the humerus, this is the distal end. This, where I have my thumb here, there's a little bit of a what we call a fossa. This is called the coronoid fossa. This is where part of your, and we'll get to that in a minute, ulna will articulate with this part of the bone. Okay, so this is the coronoid fossa. On the back of the, or the posterior side of the distal part of the humerus, we have another fossa. It's a pretty deep one. This one is called the olecranon fossa, and this is going to fit a process that's on the, also on the ulna to make up your elbow. The capitulum is this like nice smooth articulation point. This is going to articulate with your radius. The trochlea has a little more of a pointy part to it. That's how I remember it. The trochlea is on this side. This articulates with part of the ulna. Okay, that's the humerus. Now we get to the radius. Remember I told you the radius is thumb side. So this is the thumb side. So this is your radius right here. Okay, the head of the radius is this little round thing. It looks like a bottle cap on the top. Where there's a head, there's always a neck. So right beneath that, we have the neck of the radius. Then there's a little bump over here. This is called the radial tuberosity. This is where muscles and ligaments attach. We'll talk about that when we get to it. At the distal end towards the thumb, we have this little pointy part here. If you know what a stylus is, it's a pen. So they call this the styloid process of the radius. Moving on to the medial wrist bone, this is the ulna. The ulna also has a styloid process. I'm moving around here. Here's the styloid process of the ulna. It's a little pointy part, okay? Now, the head of the ulna is going to be opposite of the head of the radius. So this is the head of the ulna, okay? It's down towards the hand, as opposed to the radius's head, which is up towards the elbow. Okay. On the proximal end of the ulna, we have the coronoid process, which is right here. It's easier to see if it's a separate bone. This is the coronoid process. It is going to fit into the coronoid fossa when you bend your elbow. Okay. On the rear side, we talked about the olecranon fossa, which is the kind of divot where on the back of the elbow. This is the olecranon process of the ulna. Okay. You'll see, if you know what lunar is, that means moon. Right in here on the ulna, you'll see this moon-shaped, crescent moon shape. This is the semilunar notch. The semilunar notch. Getting down to the carpals, you will need to know these individually. Okay, so there is a way to learn these. You can figure it out however you want. I usually take it from this side, looking at the hand from this angle. So here's the thumb, here's your pinky, okay? So from the thumb, we start down here. There's two down here. This is going to be your scaphoid. This is going to be your lunate. Then you go up here under the thumb. And I always remember trapezium is under the thumb. Then we have trapezius. Then we have capitate underneath the middle finger. We have hamate, that's under the fourth finger. And we have, triquetrum, which is right here. And then you have to turn the thumb a little, you have to turn over on the thumb side, but on the pinky side, underneath triquetrum, you'll see this little kind of, and you can feel this actually on your hand. You'll see this little tiny bone right here. This is called the pisiform. Some people say pisiform. This is the triquetrum. This would be the pisiform bone, okay? And that's the upper arm. I think for you, that's practical number 6.